Hello, my name is Dan Club and I work for the REDMEN TV, and I'm here today to preview Liverpool welcoming Ipswich Town to Anfield this weekend on Saturday, of course, 3 o'clock kickoff. Old faithful when it comes to kickoff times in the Premier League. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game for lots of different reasons. Obviously, from a Liverpool point of view, it's building on the momentum that we managed to gain last weekend in that late show against Brentford, of course, and that came post little mini blip wobble, if you can call a couple of draws and a couple of defeat that. But I guess when, from our perspective, if you're going for Premier League titles, Premier League glory, and you want to continue stretching the gap to our protagonists and rivals in Arsenal and Nottingham Forest, bizarrely enough, you need to win games. And we hadn't done that for a little while. So it was a massively, massively significant victory, and the manner in which it came again with the late heroics in stoppage time makes it all feel the more positive, and you can really bounce out of that. And midweek's victory over Lille as well was another positive. We didn't really overexert ourselves in that one either. Made a few changes, made more changes as the game went on from the bench and stuff like that. So it's been a good week preparation wise, really, for Liverpool for this one. I think it's fair to say. So I don't want to terrify Ipswich fans too much, but we are coming into this in a good place, in a very, yeah, a very well balanced, feeling confident, a little bit of momentum, a little bit of wind beneath our sails kind of place. So yeah, it's not straightforward. Nothing is straightforward when it comes to the Premier League, it's fair to say. I've never really been one to take anything for granted because this league comes back and bites you too often for that to be the case. But with Ipswich, I've been quite impressed with Ipswich, really. Certainly in recent weeks, it's felt like you'd built up a bit of your own momentum, really. And although the results didn't always reflect it, one or two notwithstanding, it felt like you were starting to, yeah, just get the wheels turning in the right direction. Obviously, a lot of that was due to Liam Delap and his goal scoring exploits and him sort of leading the line for you guys. And it felt like, yeah, what McKenna had been trying to accomplish in the Premier League, having had such success in League One and, of course, getting straight out of the Championship, it felt like it was difficult in the early stages of the Premier League. I remember speaking to Matt Holland pre-first game of the season. And one of my questions, and one of his most interesting answers actually, was what will McKenna's approach be to life in the Premier League? Because he's got used to this point playing a certain way, playing a certain brand. Will he adapt? Will he bend and flex? Will he change his approach now that he's in the Premier League? And he has done that along the way. And I think that's credit to him because we've seen too many managers be unwilling to be unwilling to change and to swap around what they do in spite of results and performances, suggesting that maybe that would be the wise thing. So, yeah, I've been really impressed with Ipswich, generally speaking. And then they get that hammering last weekend, and you just think, yeah, how much does that hurt, especially at home against a Man City side that had seemingly turned a little bit of a corner, but you don't want to get beat at home, and you certainly don't want to get beat in that emphatic style at home either. So I do wonder how much pain that caused Ipswich heading into this game. So yeah, I'm feeling confident about it. The home factor at Anfield gives me even more confidence. Though the away game at your place earlier on in the season was tricky, certainly for the first half, the first hour maybe. But Ipswich kind of ran out of legs. It felt like the man marking job that you'd done for large parts of that, and the work and the shift you'd put in to trying to stop us and keep us quiet eventually ran its course a little bit. So I'm not anticipating anything straightforward whatsoever. Like I say, I think Liam Delap will be very much the danger man. And there's a couple of injury situations going on with Ipswich right now, a couple of key ones, and Calvin Phillips is missing, Sammy Smodics as well. So that's a mini boost for us. We've got a decent bill of health with Joe Gomez and Diogo Jota. The only real issues, Curtis Jones might have picked up something midweek too. But yeah, we are as confident as you can be sitting top of the Premier League and top of the Champions League, really. And again, we're in a very good place right now, mentally, fitness wise. So yeah, in terms of team, I would go Alisson Becker, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think it'd be Ibu Konate after a midweek rest, come back in alongside Virgil van Dijk, of course. I think Andy Robertson might start this one at left back. That one's been a bit of a toss-up, bit of a flip of a coin recently, that position. Midfield, I think we'll revert to Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister, and Dom Szoboszlai, who've worked brilliantly, absolutely superbly recently. So I think it'd be those three. Up front, Mohamed Salah, of course. I think Cody Gakpo starts left wing, and the centre forwards the only other real bone of contention, the only other real position where you could argue one way or the other. Luis Diaz has done a lot of it recently in terms of being that false nine. It's been a bit of an experiment. It worked in some games, not in others. I personally don't think he's perfectly suited to the role, so I would be going Darwin Núñez and just allowing him to potentially build up even more confidence and more momentum from what he did from his exploits last weekend. So really fascinating game. Really impressed by Ipswich. Kind of hope Ipswich stay up a little bit, especially if it's at the expense of Everton. But yeah, I do maintain our strength and our just good feeling right now. Certainly at home with Anfield being a factor should be too much for this Ipswich team. So in terms of prediction, I think I'll say 3-0. And that sounds easier than maybe the game will look, but I just think we'll have too much. And it might be another case similar to the game early on in the season, literally the first game of the season, whereby it's competitive and it's hard fought for large periods. Maybe Liverpool take a 1-0 lead in the final 20 minutes, half an hour. We run away with it. But yeah, good luck whatever happens. Good luck for the rest of the season, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.